This program is brought to you in part by Cedar Ridge Paving and Milling, commercial and residential work.
Welcome to Racing Action Today Talk Series. Here we are today at the Nutmeg TV station here in Farmington, Connecticut. And tonight's guest, a very good friend of mine, we're going to talk about Bigelow Motorsports. Paul, it's a pleasure to have you here today.
I appreciate you having me out, Larry.
And I have to ask you one thing. How did this all start, this motorsports stuff with you?
Oh, it's been, I don't know, it seems like it's been forever these days. But we started years ago actually racing go-karts up at Whip City Speedway in Massachusetts.
Yeah, I know the spot.
You've been there. I know you've been there.
Yeah,
So we started way back years ago. It's probably 25 years at this point now. Then we slowly moved up from karts to the mini sprints.
Yep.
And we raced midgets with NEMA for a while.
Oh my dear.
And we did pavement midgets for years with NEMA. And then it kind of settled down. Our kids started getting a little bit older and they started to come up through some of the racing ranks.
Okay.
So we kind of tabled it for a little bit, and I started into trucks.
Yeah.
It's kind of where things moved into square body trucks and different things.
So you're presently racing in a truck.
I have a bunch of trucks, but yeah, the main truck is it's a C10. It's an 86 C10 truck.
Okay.
That's been converted to basically a full-blown race track truck.
What class would that be?
It varies. The truck itself set up for drag and drive events, Hot Rod Drag Week, Sick Week. There's a bunch of different organizations that race throughout the country itself, but
Okay.
It's structured based upon what the vehicle actually is. Weights, speeds, so it varies from organization to organization to which class it actually is.
Do you drive the truck?
I do drive the truck. I drive the truck. I had to go for my NHRA license. I'm licensed to 750 in the quarter mile.
Oh, wow.
The truck is certified to go 850 in the
Wow.
quarter mile.
That's moving, let me
It's
tell
moving.
you.
It is moving.
And I know
It is
we
moving.
have pictures of the truck, of course, and there's some video of one of your runs. And I'll tell you, I'm very impressed how this truck goes.
I appreciate it. Yeah, it's been a lot of work to get it to where it is these days.
Explain to me how this series works. You're going to race the truck. Now, is there certain places you go to?
So there's I'm 30 plus different organizations that do what's called drag and drive.
Okay.
Drag and drive, in a nutshell, is the race vehicle that you have has to be driven. The race itself is over 3 to 5 days, and each day the vehicle needs to be driven, raced, and then driven to the next event, which could be 300 or 400 miles away.
You're kidding me.
From where you actually started on day one.
Now, where would let's say a local place go to start this event?
There's some smaller organizations, classes that are then started in New England. Maine, there's been one through Maine into New Hampshire. The biggest ones, Hot Rod Drag Week was one that we just finished competing in here just a couple weeks ago.
Okay.
That one was in Maryland and up into Pennsylvania is where that.
All right, so
that
you
went.
started the event in Meriden.
Yeah, we
Now,
started.
did you drive the truck there?
So what we do is we'll trailer the truck to the starting track.
The starting,
So this was
okay.
in Maryland International Raceway in southern Maryland, as far down as you can go in Maryland.
Okay.
So we trailered the vehicle there, and I have a small trailer that we tow behind with our tools, spare parts, and just what we think we would need while we're driving on the side of the road if something happens in the middle of the night while we're driving.
Oh, wow.
So what we'll do, day one is inspections. Actually, day zero is inspections, registration, finalized registration, and testing on what they call day zero.
Now tell me, a typical run with the truck, what kind of time is this?
The truck, my truck has been 925 at 149 miles an hour.
In a quarter mile.
In the quarter
In
mile.
a quarter mile.
In the quarter mile.
Wow.
So there's other organizations that do race eighth mile
Yeah.
tracks, but what we typically do is all quarter mile times.
Now, would you say as far as safety spec, do you go by NHRA or no?
It's full, yeah. All the rules basically follow for the vehicles themselves need to be teched for NHRA rules for the speed that they're going.
Okay.
There's different rules based upon how fast you're actually going.
Yeah, because once you go to a certain speed, you got to have a certain roll bar.
Oh, it needs to be certified. There's oil containment. If you're faster than 150 miles an hour, you still have to have a parachute. There's a whole laundry list of NHRA rules.
Now, let's get back to the actual event. So you go to Maryland and race. Is that a one-day affair? Or a 2-day race?
So what happens is day 0 is, like I said, registration day, tech day, testing day.
All right.
Day 1 is the start of the first actual day.
All right.
When day 1 starts, you're not able to go back to your hauler vehicle anymore. You can only use what's with you in your race trailer.
You're kidding.
So you can't once the driver's meeting happens the morning of the first day. You can't go back to your actual hauler anymore.
Oh wow.
So what the goal is to make one pass in the morning when your group is called to run is the goal. That way, when you make your pass, if you're happy with your time, you can hand in your time slip. When you hand in your time slip, they give you a set of directions and landmarks that you need to follow this specific route and take pictures of the vehicle in front of certain landmarks.
To go to the next event?
To go to the next event to prove that you had driven the vehicle on the same route as everybody else.
Now, how far away would the next event be?
When we did this past one, we went from southern Maryland up to central Pennsylvania.
Oh, wow.
And that was about 250 miles.
Wow.
So we made a pass in the truck. We actually made 2 because our first pass wasn't very good.
Yeah.
So we waited and did a second pass. So by the time we hit the road, it was probably mid-afternoon.
So is that typical of just making only 2 passes?
It's based upon, this event had 400 vehicles so everybody needs to run their first pass for the 400 vehicles.
Oh wow.
And then time allows, they'll do all runs where you can get another pass or 2. And make a second pass if you can or need to.
Now, how do they handle the cost? Do you pay each track?
So there's a registration fee. When registration opens up online, it's all online based. There's a portal that you have to go into and sign into. And it's literally, you need to try and register as fast as you possibly can because it sells out in minutes. Sometimes sometimes less than a minute.
Oh wow.
So you need to have all your registration in. I think Drag Week was $550 to register. It was a one-time fee that we did when we registered. And then each track, each day, you just need to show up and show your wristbands that you were a part of the event.
Now, do you have to, you have a time schedule? You have to be there at a certain time of the day?
They have opening times when the track, pit gates open essentially. Somewhere between 7 and 8 is usually the time in the morning. Track usually goes hot around 9 a.m. And they call the different groups based upon speeds that day and which groups are going for their orders.
Now, these tracks you go to, starting out with Maryland, are they prepped?
They do prep. They prep as best as they can because they're running all the vehicles need to have some type of drag slick, whether it's a drag radial or a pure drag slick. They do prep the class, but it's hard to keep up with the making it sticky for the guys who want it sticky because of time with so many different vehicles that are needed. So it's prepped to a point. It's not like it would be at a regular sanctioned event for the day, but they do a good job. They do a really good job.
Let me ask you a question. Your truck naturally is very fast. Is there people that go to these events where trucks are not fast?
Oh, there are. Yeah, you don't need to have a race vehicle in order to do a drag and drive event. There's people in their new stock Camaros that want to come and do it. I think
I didn't know that.
I think it's kind of cheating because you show up with your brand new car, power windows, the locks, the air conditioning, the comfiness. But you don't have to actually have a race vehicle. You can there's a class for anybody based upon whatever speed your vehicle actually runs.
Street car,
The only
electronics.
Right. Yep. Stock. There was at one of the events there was somebody with an early '70s Dodge Dart, 4-door Dart, slant 6. It probably made 85 horsepower. He was running 21-second passes, and he was having just as much fun as the other guys, maybe not quite as much fun as some of the other guys, but he's still there and finishing and right along with us, running, significantly slower.
For our viewers, Paul, could you explain to them what electronics means? As far as, is there a button like?
Yeah, there is. On the truck itself. The truck itself it's an LS based engine. Twin turboed engine.
Okay.
It has Holley ignition for fuel control, ignition control, and it has electronic setup for trans brake. Yeah. And then I also have a button for bump where you can bump the car into the staging because you'd have to pre-stage then stage.
Yeah.
So when I get up to the line, the normal setup, I would do my burnout.
Yep.
Creep up. I would have my race crew, whoever's with me, bring me close to the pre-stage so I can roll into pre-stage.
Okay.
I would then wait for whoever's next to me to pre-stage. I would get on the trans brake button.
Yep.
And then I would bring it up on the two-step, which I would basically, holding the trans brake button locks the transmission basically in park, essentially.
In park, yeah.
And then you bring it up on your two-step, and then you would just bump in with this button on the left to get me into stage, and then I would just wait for, obviously, when the lights go.
Now, is it a pro light? Is it a pro light?
Yeah, it's a regular, yeah.
Could you explain to people what a pro light is?
Pro light is 0.4 of a second from when you stage, or you pre-stage, you stage, the lights flash, it's a 0.4 of a second light. So all three bulbs light up together, which is 0.4 of a second before the light actually turns green.
So your reaction has got to be good.
So yeah, it does. But what the good thing about the drag and drive stuff that we do is you don't necessarily need to cut a good light because it's all time based. You're really not racing the car next to you. You're racing the clock essentially. Yeah. So as long as your reaction time is under a second is what they allow, you're fine. But anything over a second, that much over a second, they add it to your actual run time. Okay. So it forces you to have a decent reaction time. And
so it's no advantage to leave quicker,
or it's only a disadvantage to leave later, slower.
Yeah.
Because they add the time to it. So.
Oh wow, that's different. I'll tell you that.
There's a lot of different rules for these events, and there's. Everything needs to work too. You talked about the NHRA rules and such, but there's a whole set of different rules that the vehicles need to follow. They all need to be registered, insured. Yeah. All the lights need to work. I mean, you need a working horn.
Got to be registered, number one.
Or number one, registered in with the actual VIN. They check the VIN number on each vehicle.
Oh wow!
And the truck itself, more or less, is a stock looking truck. But some of these other vehicles that we're running, I mean, they're legitimate pro mod drag cars, and they're out there towing the trailers. They have to have the working horn. They have to have the working lights. It's kind of neat watching these big fast cars.
Do they do burnouts? And then like the NHRA?
Like NHRA, yeah, it's very, very similar to how NHRA is. Some
you
some guys,
get the tires hot.
Oh right? You want to do it. I mean, some of them are doing the John Force burnouts where they're going down and then backing up.
Yeah.
I usually do a short little one. I don't need to go crazy with the tires that we're running. Just got to get them warm and cleaned off essentially. Oh. And then we'll just creep up and stage essentially.
So the trans brake now you is good for, I want viewers to understand what that does. You get the RPM up in the engine.
So it allows, right? So it'll allow me by holding, it's all electronic based. There's a solenoid basically inside the transmission that locks it. You're still in first gear, but it locks the transmission from moving.
Oh, wow.
So when you're on the trans brake, it'll come up, it allows you to basically floor the throttle all the way to the floor. When you're on the trans brake, you literally floor the truck, and there's built-in electronics to rev limit the engine based upon what you want to leave the starting line at, based upon boost and ignition.
The converter, the torque converter, now that has to be a special item?
Yeah, it does. Everything needs to be matched in order for it to work like it's supposed to.
Yeah. Now, where is your setting where you're going to let this thing go? Do you have a certain RPM?
It varies depending on how the track surface actually is.
Okay.
But usually it's anywhere between 4,200 and 5,000 RPMs is what we're launching at.
Okay.
And it's anywhere between about 6 pounds of boost up till about 10 or 11, depending on what we think we can put down for what the track conditions are.
Now, as far as wheel stands, do you pull the wheels off usually or no?
No, the way that the truck is set up with the drag radials, you don't want a wheel stand with the way the truck sets. It actually, when you leave, you actually want what they call it separation. The rear tires and the body physically separate. It looks like the truck's standing up essentially when it leaves.
Oh, wow.
So by when the truck separates, it's essentially forcing the rear tires into the ground.
Yes.
So it's different from when you see the car's wheel stand and put all the weight on the back.
Yeah.
This similar principle, but a different way of obtaining it.
Now, one question that I'd like to ask you for our viewers, if somebody wanted to get into this, what's the best way to go about it?
Best way, if you've never been, if you don't know anything about it, is to follow along one of these other events. Mm-hmm. They have different groups. You can actually register and be part of a group that follows from track to track.
Oh, wow.
And you can actually see how the different operations from track to track work. It's the easiest way of actually going.
Wow.
Unless you have friends or somebody, or if you want to go blind and figure it out as you go. But the best thing to do is just be part.
Yeah.
Just be part of the event and just spectate and just follow
Now,
the race.
When you bring the truck to the event, do you have a whole crew? Or
you're only limited at these events. You're only limited to who can fit in your vehicle.
Really?
Your crew has to go with you. Your crew can't follow you. You can't have a chase vehicle. You can't have parts on the side of the road somewhere waiting for you.
Now your truck is not even an extra cab, is it?
It's just a two-seater. There's just two front buckets is in the truck. So
you're only allowed two people?
My crew is whichever buddy's coming with me, I guess.
Oh, my dear.
And it's monitored. I mean, there's people that police it. If you're, maybe not so much if you're running in mid-pack and back, but when the fast cars, there's always eyes watching who's working on which vehicles, where and when, for sure.
So in the pits, they're literally.
Oh, there are.
They're looking.
Oh yeah, they know everybody knows who belongs with which car. I mean, it doesn't seem like it would be the case.
Yeah.
But they know who's there. So if you all of a sudden have 6 or 8 people working on your car, if you can't fit 6 or 8 people in your car, they know there's people there that shouldn't be.
There's people that must have like a crew cab.
Oh yeah,
right.
Yeah. No, well, yeah. Most people have about 3 people. They'll have the driver, and then they'll have 2 people as long as there's a back seat for them.
Oh wow.
But for the most part, if things go well, you don't need a lot of people for normal maintenance type stuff.
Yeah.
To get the truck from street mode to race mode at the track, we're changing tires. There's different shock settings and stuff, and you have enough time when you get there to go through the whole thing pretty easy. The only time you really want a lot of people is when you really have an issue somewhere. Competitors can help another competitor on the side of the road if there's an issue.
Okay.
That's allowable, but you can't have, your buddies chasing you in a van with everything.
Parts.
That's against the rules. Yeah, that's against the rules.
Oh, wow. That's very interesting.
Yeah, it is.
I got to ask now, what's the furthest you had to drive in between events?
So last year when we did Drag Week in 24, it started in Ohio, in Columbus, and then we had to go to Indy, which wasn't too bad of a drive, but then we went from Indy up into Michigan.
Oh, wow.
And that was, I think that day was upper 300s, I think, for 350-ish miles.
Yeah.
I think. So the loop, that last year's loop was just over 1,000 miles from start to finish.
My dear.
So we started in Columbus, we went to Indy, we went up into Michigan, across Michigan, and then back down. It was just over 1,000 miles.
And the truck has got to be able to withstand all your daily activity.
It does. It needs to take a beating on the track and then just take a beating on the road. I mean,
now, what do you find when you do this? Do you find that once you get to the other event, you change spark plugs or
you can go through? Yeah, I mean, just basic maintenance of what your typical vehicle would need. I mean, the way the truck is, it's pretty low maintenance from street to race.
Yeah.
But we've made it that way where you don't want to go. The truck will make a lot more power than we actually race with.
Okay.
But we know that if as much as we can make for power, we're going to start sacrificing reliability. And you need to finish.
Yeah.
If you don't finish these events,
you don't get nowhere.
The goal is to finish and have a nice average for the week.
Now the other question I have, of course, being an ex-racer, do you have to weigh a certain amount?
Certain rules are weight classified.
Okay.
Not every class does. The class that I did run this past year was the truck weighs way more than what the minimum weight actually is. Oh, wow. So I've never had to worry about weight just because the truck's heavy. Truck's heavy. So the rules are there's definitely weight rules, but we're nowhere near where light
now
as we can
the
make.
main organization you go with. What is that organization?
Well, Hot Rod Magazine does what they call Drag Week.
Okay.
They just celebrated, actually last year was their 20 year anniversary.
Yeah.
For this. They're the ones that really started and spearheaded the drag and drive events. So
Say that again. Drag Week.
Hot Rod Magazine. They call theirs is called Drag Week.
Drag Week, okay.
David Freiberger was really the one that had come up with this theory and idea of this type of racing, and it's just grown from there. And I mean, there's 30 or 40, 50. There's a lot of different
now, is
people
there a national event for them or no?
The Drag Week would be considered their national event.
Okay. Now, is that one whole week?
It's a 5-day. Theirs is usually a 5-day event. Starts on a Monday, ends on a Friday, and you start and end at the same track. So Monday and Friday, you're at the same track that you started and end at.
Oh, wow,
wow. We're signed up. We're registered to run. Actually, it's Sick Week. It's another racing organization. Tom Bailey had started this several years ago. That's run. Sick Week itself is down in Florida. It's Florida in the southern Georgia. We're registered to do that this year in February. Next year, actually, 26, but in February. So the truck now is going to be prepped for that next
Now,
event.
do you like going down south?
I like going anywhere we can go.
Yeah.
It's going to be, it's obviously February, so we're going to, we're going to be dealing with weather when we leave. We're going to be towing down, but who knows what the weather is going to be when we go to leave. So, down south it's going to be warm. It'll be a nice break from the New England.
It's always fun to go to a different area.
Yeah, it is.
When I was racing, the furthest away we went was South Carolina.
Okay.
But it was fun.
Yeah.
It
is. It's a great, and there's, like I said, with Drag Week, there was roughly 400, I think it was just over 400 people. And you're racing against everybody, but everybody helps everybody out if there's a problem. It's a cool way to race. It really is.
The camaraderie.
Oh, it is.
It's special.
Oh, it is.
Right?
And if somebody needed a specific part, because we're all limited what we can bring, if something breaks, you can go to the announcer's tower and say you needed a rocker arm for an LS engine or whatever it ends up being, and they'll make the announcement over the loudspeaker. And if somebody
will go to the parking lot.
If need be, but somebody somewhere will have something that you would need. It's cool. We
that's
really
special.
We really enjoy it.
It sounds like you have a lot of fun here.
It is. When things go good, we have a lot of fun. I mean, you know how it goes. I mean, we had some driving issues with stuff this past year at night and from track to track, but all in all, we have a lot of fun.
You have a lot of fun.
Yeah, a lot of fun with it.
And the other thing I am curious about, you have brothers.
I do.
And a father.
I do.
Did they ever get involved in this thing?
With what we're doing now, my father, he likes coming to the track, testing and such with us. He hasn't come on one of these events with me.
Yeah.
My brothers, they're not. We raced, like I said earlier, with the carts and the midgets and everything we did years ago, but not so much with the trucks these days. It's more or less me kind of going through it.
Now, do they have families too?
Oh yeah. Both my brothers have several kids.
So, good.
None of them are really racing anymore. My two younger nephews, my brother Scott's boys are doing dirt bike motocross racing and such. But with the drag racing stuff is just me and the family.
Yeah, I tell you the truth. I love drag racing. I used to bracket race, and the people you meet.
Oh yeah,
is really special.
You'll know them forever.
You'll know them forever.
Yeah, forever.
And we got crazy stories. I was telling you earlier today how we slept in a Bronco,
Yeah.
and then woke up in the morning and shaved,
Yeah.
and in Dunkin' Donuts.
The things you need to do to have fun.
And wash up to get ready for next day of racing.
Yeah, and you loved probably every minute of it.
I did.
Yeah,
I
of
did,
course.
I tell you.
Yeah, of course.
There's special times.
Of course,
know.
yeah. I mean, even with, when we had issues with the truck being, we had stuff in the middle of the night where we, that long drive, that first drive, we had a couple issues that we had to deal with, and we dealt with them, and you move on. It's not a big deal,
Yeah, you deal with it.
You deal with it. It is what it is, it's part of it,
Yeah, weather too plays a role.
It does. Sure. One of the days everybody's driving in the rain. If there's a track day and it's raining, you're still expected to go to the track. And what they would end up doing is you have to take a picture of your vehicle at the track, and then they'll hand you that day's rules, and you don't race that day. It's another drive day to get to the next one.
I like how they handle that.
So
well,
it's
Paul,
a lot of fun.
When you're having fun, time flies.
It does.
We're gonna have to call it a night here on this show. I want to really thank you for being here.
Appreciate you.
And I'm gonna have to come down and watch you race. My wife I'm sure, will be interested to know that I get close to a drag strip, there'll be trouble.
She's gonna want to build another one.
Okay. All right. Thank you. I want to thank the viewers tonight, and please come again next week to Racing Action Today. Thank you.
This program is brought to you in part by Just Results Weight Loss Center in Berlin, Connecticut.
Nick Augustino right here at the East Side Restaurant. We always have the complete full dinner menu. Knockwurst, bratwurst, sauerbraten, potato pancakes, red cabbage, rice pudding, cream pies, all the desserts that Germany had to offer. I always do something different. Yes, I do. I brought seafood to the beer garden at the East Side Restaurant. East Side Restaurant, your German destination restaurant in Connecticut. Tiki-taka, hoy, hoy, hoy!